Hello, I'm Don Hammock, Sports Information Director at Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College, coming to you from Hurst Stadium in Summit, Mississippi, where number 4 Mississippi Gulf Coast defeated Southwest Mississippi 55-36 in another MACCC showdown. We'll talk with head coach Jack Wright about his 4-0 Bulldogs, who are now 2-0 in the South. We'll also talk with special teams star Brandon Hines, ran back a kick for a touchdown, and Marcus Washington had a scoop and score and 3 total turnovers tonight. Later on in the show, we'll introduce you to offensive lineman Crosby Mullins. And then last in the show, women's basketball coach Hope Adams will talk to us and introduce us to her team that will be defending the 2023-24 MACCC and Region 23 championships. Bulldogs will be trying to go back to the national tournament this year. Stick around. Here on the field with head coach Jack Wright after a wild 55-36 win up at Southwest Mississippi. A W is what you came here to get, and you don't get any style points, but it was certainly an entertaining game.
It was. I've been doing this for a while, Don, and there haven't been many that I've coached that do have style points to them. So just getting the win on the road, I'm just proud that we came out on top.
We'll start talking about offense. Y'all were able to put up a bunch of points. Able to move the ball. You had big plays in the passing game, had big plays in the running game. How did y'all, work against them?
We just had a really good week all week, Don, of throwing the ball, not any particular concept or any particular route, but, after practice you just feel like, hey, we did a good job passing it. It's kind of held up all week, so I think that carried over to tonight. Just executing in the passing game, obviously landing, throwing it on time and being accurate, making good decisions has a big part of that, but our receivers made plays. Not a lot of drop balls. They're in the right spot. They're running the crisp routes, and they had some separation. So just some chemistry is developing, I think, between our quarterbacks and our receivers.
Then I think in the first half you didn't run the ball as well as you were able to late. Trey Hall had an amazing run. What was that play and what happened on it?
We were backed up, 3rd and long. We kind of saw them bringing in a bunch of DBs, ready to defend the pass, but we decided we're winning by 3 or 4 touchdowns there, so we decided to just hand off and play it safe, and it wound up being a big play for Trey. We kind of caught him in a light box and handed off, and I've had that happen before, in that situation, but probably not for 94 yards.
Yeah, and you get the light box up front. He had a lot of traffic to get through in the secondary. He broke about 3 guys who were trying to tackle him at one time, kept squirting through, and then cut across the field and went all the way. It was a remarkable run.
Yeah, we called that play just to get a first down. When I saw him cross the sticks, I thought, hey, I'm just relieved we got a first down and a new set of plays. But, he's special in space. We've seen him for 2 years now. I mean, to say that I'm surprised would not be the truth. I've seen him make great runs. If he has room, he's able to make people miss. He's able to break tackles, with some strength and with some quickness. So kind of a unique blend. So just a great run by him. That did it for him for the night. I think he was gassed on the sideline and didn't get back out there, but a great run. Definitely a highlight play and one that we talk about for a long time.
I actually had a coach ask me, a D1 coach ask me who I like better, him or Chandler Chapman, and I didn't have a quarter in my pocket to pull out. I think it's a coin flip between those 2 guys. Chandler was effective tonight too.
Chandler runs hard. He had one big run, brought back by a penalty. So disappointed by that, but he makes plays. He gets in open field. He's obviously a little bit different back than Trey, but not a lot different. I mean, they both run really hard. They both get yards after the first touch. So just a ton of respect for their running style. They're not scared. They just play hard.
And then you got the big lead, and we'll drop in the Connor Brown touchdown run here. You got to play guys, and Connor showed what he can do too.
Connor, I mean, anytime he's touched the ball in a game this year, he's not taking a back seat to anybody. He hits it hard. He's kind of a compact body style, a guy that's, kind of plays low to the ground and hard to bring down, but had a beautiful run there at the end.
So the first half was really all about the regulators. 4 turnovers, had a scoop and score, had 2 interceptions, 2 fumble recoveries. Y'all are up 27-7. You were actually getting outgained you know, in the yardage category, but the defense just kept getting you the ball back.
They did. Creating turnovers, you know, is obviously one of the reasons we have a lot of points tonight. But, you know, they were on the field a lot. They were on the field a lot. There's really, they played really well. Just, I wish they weren't out there that much. You know, that's all I can say. Don't know what we could have done about it. You know, we had the kickoff return. We had some big plays on offense, and we weren't able, you know, to sustain drives. Not maybe in a negative way, but our defense just had to play a lot of snaps. But the good thing is we have a lot of guys over there that can play. You know, we unload the clip every Thursday night on defense. We go down deep into the roster. All those guys played a lot of snaps. You know, we don't really have ones and twos on defense. We have just a bunch of regulators that get out there and play.
First question you asked me was how many plays did they run? You saw on the stat sheet it was 90 plays. That's a lot of plays, and that depth really pays off.
It does. Yep. Yeah, you know, we feel like that's always a strength at Gulf Coast. We want to have our twos and threes ready to go and be able to produce.
Because some of those turnovers came at the end of longer drives by Southwest, and you were able to shut them down in the red zone. Marcus Washington had 2 fumble returns or fumble recoveries, a fumble return for a touchdown and an interception. So
right.
What does he mean to y'all's defense?
You know, Marcus is just kind of the heart of our secondary. He's always in the right place. He always makes a bunch of tackles. I'm not surprised that he was kind of Johnny on the spot. He does that same thing in practice. You know, anytime there's a turnover or a fumble, he seems to be right around the ball. So just that's what we see in practice. You know, that's just kind of the player he is. He's just a really heady, football savvy guy. Makes a ton of plays for us, always in the right spot. So I'm proud he's with us.
This is Pearl River Week now. We've officially started on it now. You'll get tonight, you know, and tomorrow to have, you know, to celebrate the win. But I know y'all are thinking about them already. They got a walk-off win tonight, so they're much improved over what they were last year.
Sure.
What are y'all expecting from next week?
You know, Don, this is going to sound cliche, but 100% of our focus has been on Southwest. You know, that'll change tomorrow morning when we go in. We've got a long trip home. You know, they'll have their act together. You know, they've won some games this year, so it's a challenge every week for the South. I mean, it just is. There's no, we can't. Every time we tee off, you know, we've got a target on our back and we have to play.
We played 3 of our first 4 games on the road. We'll finally get another home game. And then, of course, we won't play at home for a month, but it'll be nice to be at home for that rivalry game next week.
Yeah, we need the same atmosphere we had versus Jones. We need that big crowd, that big energy. We need, you know, I know Pearl River, you know, is right across the river there, and they'll bring a big crowd, and we just need to match that energy. You know, we've got a special place at home, and we need a big crowd to come fulfill that promise that we made our players, that we're going to support them.
All right, Jack, congratulations.
Thank you.
Here on the field with sophomore defensive back Marcus Washington from D'Iberville, a Warrior. 2 fumble recoveries, 1 scoop and score. He had an interception. You filled up a stat sheet tonight. What was the game like for you?
This is my best game of my life, actually. Yeah, that's it. It's just the best game of my life.
What was the defense doing well? Y'all had I think it was 4 turnovers in the first half. How did y'all force all those?
Had to crowd the quarterback, punch the ball out on the running back, make them earn what they wanted.
Y'all did wind up giving up some yards and things like that. So I know you've got some areas to improve on. What do you think y'all will be working on this week?
Of course, got to contain the quarterback, stay with our man with the scramble drill, stuff like that, simple stuff. We just got to stay locked in the whole game.
What'd you see from the offense? Y'all put up, you know, 55 points tonight, 56 points.
I loved it. We were on the field about twice as long in the first half, but that's because they were scoring fast, so I'm fine with it.
All right. You've been through Pearl River Week once. You've got it coming up. What does the rivalry mean to you?
It's a big game, of course. South Division II. They close. And we play there, right?
No, at Perk.
That's home?
Yeah.
I just want to get a win.
Yeah, it feels like we're going on the road because we played 3 of the first 4 games on the road, but we actually get to come home and play a game at Perk. Big rivalry game, playing against Pearl River. Congratulations, Marcus.
Thank you.
Here on the field with running back Brandon Hines from New Orleans. Brandon, called you a running back, had a big play in special teams. We get special teamers over here when they do big things. What happened on your kick return?
It was just set up perfectly. They had it blocked up. I hit the middle. I didn't think twice about it. And then the rest is history. I just had to take it home. Had one job, and I had to just do it right.
A lot of points scored tonight. What kind of game was it to play in?
It was amazing. Everybody got to touch the ball. Everybody got to do their part. And we all knew at practice that we all could play. We deep. at wide receiver and running back, and we just got to show that today.
Defense had I think 4 or 5 turnovers. What'd you see from the Regulators tonight?
They set the tone. We scored on defense first. Fumble 6, can't ask for a better start. It came out to execute it. We know what our defense could do. As offense, we just want to pick it up and match the energy. They played a lot of snaps, and we just had to have it back.
I know it's kind of a weird night after a big win last week. You come out here and the score gets up there. What does it mean to leave here with a dub?
It means everything. That's what we do. We're trying to go all the way to the Natty. We got one goal, win the Natty, and be winners. That's all we're here for, and that's why we got this amazing group. They recruited us right,
You've this will be your first Pearl River week. What do you know about Pearl River and the rivalry?
Hey, it doesn't even matter. We here, we could do what we got to do. We want to win, and that's all we got to do. Execute. We know what we could do. Playmakers all around the field, defense, offense, special teams. Y'all seen it today. It's going to be the same thing next week.
Cool deal. Thanks, Brandon.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Thanks for having me.
Let's meet offensive lineman Crosby Mullins by playing 10 questions.
What's up? My name's Crosby Mullins. I'm from Mendenhall, Mississippi. Mendenhall is a small town with a small culture, and everybody knows everybody, and that's where my whole family was born and raised, so that's home. I started playing football. I was in 3rd grade. I think I was 8 years old, and I played up at Brandon in City League up there, and it was a lot of fun, and won a Super Bowl, went undefeated in my first year of football, so couldn't turn back then. I think it was all right. I always played offensive line, always been number 70, so yeah, I think I played left tackle, and it was a lot of fun. I was born and raised in a field house. My dad's a coach, and so football has just meant a lot to me. I played other sports growing up, but nothing was like football, and I just wanted to play it as long as I could. My favorite class is Prevention to Athletic Injuries with Ms. Dana Sharp, and I think it's awesome that we get to learn what they do every day because it's such a big task, and we wouldn't make it without them.
Dana, what kind of student is Connor?
He's not only my favorite student, he's my favorite offensive lineman.
There you go.
He does whatever I ask him, no matter what. He's awesome in class, very attentive, and when you see him come in the training room, he lights it up.
Coach Rich, man, he's a great dude, and he pours everything into us that he's got. He's very detail-oriented, and he wants us to be the best we can be, and he makes sure that we're prepared on Thursday nights. My favorite athlete is Zach Martin from the Dallas Cowboys. I'm a big Cowboys fan, and he just plays the game the right way. He's all-pro, I don't even know how many times, and he's just a great player, great leader, and a great offensive lineman. If I wasn't playing football, I think I would probably be playing baseball. I had a couple opportunities coming out of high school to play junior college baseball, but I felt like football was my best opportunity going forward. I loved hitting. I wasn't big on the field, but I loved hitting, and I loved seeing the ball get in the gap or go out of the yard. So that's what I'll dream for right there. My favorite superhero has got to be Hulk, just because he smashes everything, and as an offensive lineman, that's what our goal is, just kind of smash everything in front of us. So I think Hulk. First and foremost, I would thank God for the ability to play this game, and then I'd have to go with my parents because they're my everything, they're my rock, and then my coaches coming up all the way from Pee Wee up, they all had a hand in that, so I would definitely thank them. First guess I had to be Fulton Asherle, the guard beside me. Yeah, Fulton's an absolute character. I can't imagine what kind of stories he would have on the podcast. It would be good time.
Last year's Gulf Coast women's basketball team won the MACCC and NJCAA Region 23 championship, earning a berth in the national tournament out in Cheyenne, Wyoming. We're going to talk with Coach Hope Adams about that squad, what it means headed forward into this year, and introduce you to her 24-25 Bulldogs.
Last year was an epic year, of course. We started building up on that championship year, the year before that, with that sophomore group, and so we were able to just pick up where we left off. The goal was always to go win a championship, and coaching those 4 girls will go down in history for me. Last year it was exciting. We were able to achieve our goal. We was able to finally go to the national tournament and really figure out what we're up against once we get outside of the state, which has led us into this year's recruiting class. Honestly, I feel like we're very talented. We are really, really young. We're inexperienced when it comes to playing time. And so we have beefed up the schedule this year. We're playing Pensacola twice. We got Trinity Valley, we have Tyler, we have Northwest Florida, just to put this group in the fire early so that they can get the experience they need to understand what's out there so that we can be really, really competitive in conference. Right now, who we have returning, of course, we have Jaslyn Houston, who was an honorable mention freshman last year. She's going to be a great impact for our team right now. She's showing great leadership. I think right now she's just ready to hit the court and pick up where she left off. She got to experience a great year last year with us achieving a championship. And so with that being said, we have 4 sophomores coming back that was able to experience that. That's Jaslyn Houston, Kristen McMillan, who's a great role player for us coming from Hoover, Alabama, who's bringing just a championship pedigree to our program. We also have Tamia Yates. I think last year was a growing year for her as a freshman. She's 6'2", she's long, she can run the floor, she's a presence in the paint defensively. She's working hard right now just developing her offensive game, and I feel like this is going to be a breakout year for her, as well as we have Anaya Hunter returning as well from Louisville. Her and Houston both were able to achieve state championships on their high school team. And so we're just looking forward for this sophomore group just to keep rising up as leaders and making their impact on the floor this year. So with newcomers, of course, we were able to sign Taylor Felton. I say good things come in small packages, but sometimes our small packages are really big. And so right now I think she's going to be a big impact for us at the point guard position, as well as she can play all over the floor as far as 1-2. She's quick as lightning. She has a motor. It's just her developing and growing up right now because she's going to have to get in the fire early. As well as we were able to get Dakiria Mitchell, who's also is going to be a force for us. Right now we're calling her a quiet assassin. Right now just really waiting on this entire freshman group just to catch on and figure it out. And so we're having to have a lot of patience, and we're just trusting the process. We were also able to get a transfer in from Jackson State, Caitlin Brinkley, who is a 6'2" guard forward. She's gonna be a mismatch nightmare for most nights for us, as well as she's still inexperienced when it comes to the playing time, but she was able to get in practice and practice on the next level. We also have Cheyenne Pearson, who is a 6'4" transfer from South Alabama. Right now we're just trying to get her healthy, and hopefully we'll get her back by the middle of November. She's a force to reckon with in the paint. She's a big presence, but she can also run the floor. She can break down and guard. So we're hoping that she's just in there to give us that. I know it's hard to replace Jemiah Evans, but give us a bigger Jemiah Evans presence, but with being able to really clean up those boards defensively as well as offensively. We also have Lamera Cleves, who has been, I mean, honestly, if I had to say who's been the most improved up until we came in this summer, up until now, it would definitely be Lamera Cleves. She has leadership capabilities, of course, but she's a freshman as well. She's trying to get used to the workload and just being on another level and seeing what it takes. But I feel like she's really going to develop into a great player and be an impact player on this team this year. We also have Haley Brumfield, who is one of our out-of-state guards. I don't want to say I'm surprised, because I'm not, but just to see her tenacity, her grit, her toughness, and how she's just coming along as well. Just having that combo with her and Haley, with her, Taylor, and as well as Mitchell, just being able to know that anytime that we're rotating now, we're always going to have a big presence in that point guard position as well as in that 2 position. We also have Allison Irby. Coach and I was having a conversation about her the other day, that right now when we're scrimmaging, it's hard to take her out. She's just that glue piece. She's going to do all the little things. She's going to go rebound. She brings the grit that we need. She doesn't get tired. And so she's really just that glue, that foundation that we need. She's the type of player that you can build up on, because she's just going to do everything right. And so we're really excited about Helen Allison as well. She's really coming into herself, and she's a great person. We have Jaslyn Davis, who transferred here from Meridian. Right now, she's one of those we're just trying to get healthy. Of course, she's a big body. She's 6'4". She's from Harrison Central, so we were able to get someone from our district back into the program. So I'm excited just to have someone from the coast join us. And then we have Tiara Lee, who's coming from St. Martin. They were able to make it to the semifinals last year and make it to the big house. T is an athlete, a great athlete. I think JUCO is going to help her develop the confidence that she needs to know that she can really, really be a really good player. And so I'm really excited about Lee as well. We're excited about the depth that we have. I feel like we are very, very talented. It's just now we got to go through the process, because we are very, very young and inexperienced as well. Coach Bartee, of course, y'all know that's my right-hand man. Very consistent, very reliable, very dependable, and just been a great asset for our program. What she does in her individuals for our young ladies is nothing shy but amazing. I think that's what make us who we are. That's what make us Gulf Coast. I know every program have their thing, they have their niche. I feel like our niche is Coach Bartee and what she's able to do and how she's able to help these young ladies understand that, you know, the small things matters when it comes to becoming a better player. And so we're JUCO. We want to develop. And so when we get them in here, we want to enhance their weaknesses and continue to work on their strengths so that they can become a complete, versatile player. And so Coach Bartee brings that to us. I wouldn't have it any other way. She's great. She's great to work with. And so, yeah, Bartee. I think the conference, I think everybody got better. You know, with the portal, I think things are just even. They're becoming more even because we are able to get better freshmen that maybe 5 years ago would have been able to go D1 and still develop into a program and maybe start playing their junior year, are now having to choose JUCO to get that playing experience and make sure that they're ready when they get ready to go to the next level. So right now I think it's anybody's conference championship, it's anybody's regional championship right now. So we all just got to stay in the fire, trust the process. We got to get our young team ready to help them understand that the MAC is a really, really tough conference, especially when you're getting on the road. And this year we have, you know, 3 really tough road games. We got to go to Pearl River, we got to go to Northwest, we got to go to Itawamba, and I mean really 4 because we also got to go to Mississippi Delta. And so anytime you're on the road, anytime a team is coming into your house, if you're taking a night off, you know, you could lose. And so really helping them understand that we got to stay consistent. This isn't a competitive league, and that every night you're playing for a championship. The goal, always, we got to win it all. And so last year I felt like we split. You know, Pearl River, I have great respect for Coach Fletcher over there at Pearl River. He runs a really good program, and so we were able to be co-champions with him last year. Wouldn't have it any other way with any other coach besides him. But of course, this year, we want to run through the conference. We want to be 14-0. We want to achieve that title and hold it on our own, as well as we want to make it back to Wyoming. That's always the goal, to get to the national tournament. We built this team off of what we were able to experience last year in Wyoming. I feel like we got bigger, we got stronger. We definitely got some skilled players. We got some high IQ players, and so we want to get back on that platform and make sure that people understand who Mississippi Gulf Coast is and that we're supposed to be here. I think last year we fell short in the rankings, and so hopefully that don't happen this year, because you know we work our butts off, and I think those young ladies deserve an opportunity, and they deserve their credit.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of Bulldog Blitz. We'll come to you next week from the field at A.L. May Memorial Stadium after the Bulldogs play the Wildcats of Pearl River in rivalry week. We'll see you then.